Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Katie Inman. This is a show that focuses solely on the positive news happening, and we like to shine a spotlight on the things that made us smile this week. So, I am, of course, in the studio today with Shelby Wright. She is the brains behind all of the beautiful things that pop up on the screen. So, if you see me looking at someone, she's the one that I'm looking at, and I'm grateful to have her in here. So, let's start off the show. Shelby, what is something good that's going on in your life? What's made you smile recently?
Oh my goodness. It has been such a beautiful week outside, I feel like. And this past weekend that I went up to the mountains. And, well, I went up to a mountain. Let me say that. Lookout Mountain. I went to Chattanooga, and I went to Rock City and Ruby Falls. Which was super cool. I haven't been to Ruby Falls since I was like 10. Yeah, it was great.
Isn't that so fun to get to be a tourist in your home? You know, I haven't been to all of those places since high school either. So there's your sign. Take a road trip, take a trip, staycation, whatever. So that's awesome. Well, I have also had a fun week. Of course, I've been sweating my butt off outside every time that I'm out live for going places outside. But yesterday I got a chance to be inside actually and hang out with the Oak Ridge Playhouse cast of Come From Away. And they just welcomed me with open arms. And that has definitely been a bright spot of my week. I posted a video of one of the shots during a 4 o'clock broadcast on Tuesday. So we want to play that now, show you how I got involved in the show.
I wouldn't be a very good reporter if I didn't have the cast and me show you a little sampling too.
If you want to be an honorary Newfoundlander, you got to learn to play the ugly stick.
All you pretty ladies waving from the dock, heave away, me jollies heave away. And if we do return to you, we'll make your cradles rock. Heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound to play. And your boys are leaving us, so heave away, me jollies heave away. And if you find us, we've got lovers of our own, heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound to play.
After it's over, you'll remember.
An Islander. We will be right back after this.
Yeah, so they basically, when I got there, they're like, do you want to be part of the show? We can teach you something. I was like, okay. Theater kid in me was like, let's do it. Shelby, I know you're a theater kid too. So we talked about this last time that we were in here too. It's just like, wow, theater, so great. But, you know, it just like scratches an itch.
Yeah, and I love Oak Ridge Playhouse. I've also worked with them before.
Really?
And they are so great. Reggie, the director, he's awesome.
Yeah, I got to talk to him.
They're so great.
Yeah, I never, believe it or not, I'd never ever been there, which sounds like a sin, being from East Tennessee. But I'm going to go see it on Friday night, July 24th. So Come From Away. Looking forward to that. Also, though, today on Wednesday, we're recording this on Wednesday, I just got back from the Jefferson County Fair, which that is one of my favorite places. It was the Fairs of the Fair back in 2013, 70th annual Fairs of the Fair, and then last night they crowned a new Fairs of the Fair, the 80th annual. Even though it's been over 10 years since I was the fairest. They didn't have the fair for a few years. I digress. But her name is, oh my goodness, I have been practicing this all day. Her name is Taylor Ball. How could I forget? But congrats to Taylor. Fairs of the Fair are so fun. You get to go around the fair and like eat funnel cakes and be a part of the tractor pulls, and it's just makes my accent come out, you know. But, okay, now that we sort of focused on what's made us smile in our personal lives this week, let's expand it out and talk a little bit about stories that made us smile on the news this week. So I sent Shelby a couple of these stories, and my marker for what I want to share with people is, did it make me cry? Happy tears. So this first one that we're going to show you, it's a story from Sarah Ottman, and it's a story of how a 5-star review really unlocked a whole story of this man getting a house after being unhoused, and the power of community, and how one person Ring can really change people's lives.
When you go to a restaurant and have a really great meal or exceptional service, it's typical that you'll pull out your phone and leave a 5-star review on Google or Yelp. But when the Volunteer Ministry Center received this 5-star review, it was for a whole lot more than just a great meal. It was to say thank you for a new life.
Come here.
John Bean had a typical American life. A family man, married and working a steady job, making $60,000 a year.
Life has a funny way of working.
But after an unexpected divorce, immediately followed by the death of his parents and best friend, that life he built knocked him down.
I would drive by here and I would go, that'll never be me. That'll never, ever be me. Guess what? It turned out to be me.
For the next 4 years,
I was living, but I was dead inside.
Cy lived without a home.
I was truly dead inside.
The only constant,
She is part of me,
his dog,
and I am part of her.
and best friend, Taz.
Without her, I don't know what I would have done.
But as quickly as life can knock you down, it can help you find a way back up.
I'm here to help, and that's how I look at my day-to-day. I look at who can I help today? What can we accomplish?
Stephanie Bellinger is a housing case manager at the Volunteer Ministry Center.
All we care about is getting you off the streets.
When Cy walked through their doors looking for a fresh start, Stephanie made him a promise.
She said, no matter what, we're going to get you an apartment. She said, just hold on, we'll get it, we'll get it, we'll get it.
And she kept her word. After 4 months of hard work and dedication on both ends, Cy was off the waiting list for a new home.
You see such a different side of them when they key in that door for the first time. Some may have never had an apartment. You know, some may have had everything and lost everything and never thought they could get it again.
A simple thank you for his new life didn't feel big enough. So Cy shared his story in a 5-star Google review. One Volunteer Ministry Center staff say they'll never forget.
I mean, it means, you know, more to me than it probably does to him because, you know, we all want a purpose.
When you can come to a place like the VMC and it's like they just hand you a plate of hope.
Now Cy and Taz are learning to live again, finding happiness in the people that never gave up on them.
I love you so much.
And the resources that help them start anew.
Life is so, so much better. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. But I'm so far away from where I was.
In Knoxville, I'm Sarah Oppman.
Okay, if that is not an example of good news in our area, very local to East Tennessee, I don't know what is. Shelby, whenever I watched this on the Noon today, because we played it there, I think that Danny, the producer at Noon, she just always tries to make me cry because I cheered up.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
yeah, I know. I'm like, Danny, what are you doing to me? But this next story that I want to show you, it's more a regional story. It's about a Tennessee couple who they share a lot more than food with each other every week. But this is also another one that made me cry on the Noon show. So grab your tissues. Let's go on this one.
Some people like their food fast. Others, like John and Jerry Carroll,
That's correct, yes.
prefer to make the most of a morning.
Well, we have breakfast down here every Friday with our friends.
So you haven't gone home yet, huh?
By the time McDonald's started serving breakfast, John and Jerry had already been married for nearly 30 years.
We had our 80th anniversary on the 18th of April.
And Jerry just reached a milestone of her own.
I did. Last Sunday, I turned 100.
John is 101 and a World War II veteran. Actually, you may have seen him before.
Up until recently, I was coming in here, sitting in the floor at 4 o'clock in the morning and touching my toes.
We shared his story back in December. Well, guess what?
I did my toe touches 200 times this morning, 4 o'clock.
Some people change their order. John Carroll apparently does not.
For breakfast, we usually eat the Egg McMuffin with sausage.
Others bring a little something of their own. Yep, that's a slice of tomato.
Well, the group now has evolved.
Yeah, it is.
Every Friday. We just love them. They've been here for a long time.
Sit down. You're going to be on TV. Yeah. And then I was in the service nearly 3 years, and so it's part of it.
John served our country, celebrating its 250th birthday this weekend. For nearly a third of that history, he's been spending his life with Jerry.
Treat your wife nice and try to help her all you can and work hard. That's all. We've had our ups and downs over the years, but we still made it.
At a McDonald's, they call it a combo. John and Jerry Carroll have ordered it for 80 years.
What did I tell you? That is so sweet. You were even like, wow, that's so sweet. Can you imagine being with someone that long and still just so enjoying being with them?
That is, but goals, honestly. Like,
truly. And to get like the same order every time, basically, I'm thinking about how I think about that quote, if you've ever seen it. I don't remember who said it, but it says, "Oh, what's your favorite way to have your coffee? With you." I die. Okay, so that is how we leave you in this section of the show. We're going to send things to a quick break, but we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the bright side. So we want to talk a little bit about some local things that were happening here in Knoxville, East Tennessee, and beyond that made us smile. A big thing was that America celebrated a big birthday over the weekend. 250 years, and East Tennessee showed up and showed out to celebrate. There were a ton of different celebrations. The Gatlinburg first 4th of July parade in the nation. Shelby, I think you were there.
I was.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I've only gotten to see it in person like one time. Mm-hmm. This that you're seeing on the water, of course, it is the Rockin' the Docks event out in Lenoir City. They've been doing that for a while too, and man, it was probably so hot out there, but being close to the water probably helped. And then Farragut did their annual parade. I saw so many people post pictures at the Farragut parade, and you can see a ton of people turned out wearing their red, white, and blue. And man, the people dressed up, that gets me every time. And then we're gonna end this little tour around East Tennessee for July 4th with, the anvil shoot to, of course, happen at the Museum of Appalachia in Norris. And I got to preview that and see the anvil shoot up in the air. So that is always so fun. But people came out and had a good old historic time. But with America 250, this is a perfect segue. Young Williams Animal Center, they hosted an adoption event last week, the America 250 adoption event. They posted on Facebook thanking everyone for their participation in it. We're going to show you that post now, and I'm going to read a little bit of it to you. But they have a furry friend pictured on there named Pot Roast, which I just love his name. But they said that they were able to, of course, I got away from it as soon as I clicked on it. But they said that they were able to get a lot of animals with some forever homes, 151. They sent another 31 into foster homes. And if you missed out on that, they also posted that their donations raised were $4,543. So that's pretty special. And they're also doing a Clear the Shelters event right now too. So if you want to go now until July 26th, it's in partnership with Bissell, and you name your adoption price. That's really cool. And they really want you to adopt kittens right now. They've got a lot of kittens, and they posted a video sort of showing oh, look at all these kittens that you need to adopt. It sort of reminded me of like an ASPCA commercial where it's like, oh, look, we've got so many. You need to give them a home. So cute. And honestly, who wouldn't want a kitten, right? It is kitten season, apparently. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we need to spotlight more kittens. I know we always show the cute dogs, but kittens deserve love too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is your little animal update from Young Williams over there. You know, who doesn't love animals? Actually, I do know some people. We talked about that last time, Shelby, but we're not going to name drop a second time. Yeah. But also in the animal sphere, Zoo Knoxville. They have 2 of the cutest new additions at the zoo right now, 2 baby red pandas. Red pandas are soon becoming my favorite animal just because of how cute they are. And man, they posted these pictures on Tuesday. Just a little update on the little guys. I think they're both guys. Just sleeping. They're little twins, and they were born to the same parents that the last pair of red pandas were born to. So we are very happy to have more red pandas here in Knoxville. Shelby, did you know that red pandas, they found like a red panda remain skeleton, whatever, up at the Gray Fossil site in the Tri-Cities?
What the heck?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. My boyfriend Thomas is from the Tri-Cities, and his mom is a veterinarian. And she always talks about that. We're always like, oh, red pandas are so great in Knoxville, and that's why they're able to breed so well here. And she's like, it's because they've been here longer than we thought.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
So cool. There's your little tidbit. Yeah. And with that, we're going to go ahead and send things to another break. But we'll be right back. And after the break, I am going to call a friend in my phone and have them explain something good that's going on in their life. Welcome back to The Bright Side. This final segment that we're going to do here on the show today is something I like to call positivity calling. And it's where I look through my phone, I pick someone in my contacts list, and I ask them something good that's going on in their life that they'd like to share with everyone. Today, the victim, or I should say our guest joining via phone, is Shannon Smith Gerald. I'm going to give her a call. I did give her a heads up that I was going to be calling her, but I'm going to put this on speaker so you all can hear. So I'm excited. Shannon is so fun. She used to work here also, if you remember. All right.
Hi, Katie.
Hello, Shannon. You're on the bright side. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. I've got a cat on my lap and the sun is shining. I cannot complain.
Wow, it sounds like you're already on the right track to tell us some good stuff that's happening in your life right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the positive things that you've noticed in your everyday life?
Okay, in the last 3 days, I have picked 451 blueberries off the bush in my backyard.
Wait, you're counting these every time you pick them?
I started counting 3 days ago. I was curious about how many they were. And now I just keep doing it. And it just seems like a lot. We bought this house a year ago, and these bushes were past the berry season. So we thought maybe they were dead. And surprise, I've made like 5 cobblers this summer, blueberry muffins, blackberry syrup, blueberry pancakes. It's berry girl summer.
Oh, and it's Blueberry Day. It's National Blueberry Day. So how appropriate.
National Blueberry Day.
I love that. I still need to try some of your blueberry, your creations.
I can put some aside for you. If you have any suggestions, like I think I've thought of all the things to make blueberries with, but I'll take more.
Perfect. Okay, what else is going on in your life when you're not cooking up all these blueberries and picking them constantly?
Well, let's see. I just ran a 5K, and I have to brag. I got a PR on my 5K time.
Oh, what was it?
You know, It was 47 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
For anybody who runs, that is a walking time. But I did jog, and maybe I'm just into counting, because to make the 5K go faster, I would run 100 steps at a time, and then I would walk. I guess I can quantify things that way.
Someone put you on Sesame Street. You could take over for the count.
Please, let me hang out with Elmo. I've got some good things. Me and the Cookie Monster. I've actually met Cookie Monster in real life before.
OMG. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Actually, I was an extra on an episode of Sesame Street a few years ago. Fun fact.
We're learning so much lore about you in just a short amount of time, Shannon. Oh my gosh, I love that. Shannon is an avid 5Ker. She and my boyfriend Thomas usually walk together. We were not in town, so he could not be there for that. And then
I had to be alone. Actually, I probably PR'd in spite of Thomas not being here.
I'll tell him that.
Because I was alone, so tell him thank you.
I will. Thank you for not being there so Shannon could really thrive. But okay, and then there's one more thing that I think that you mentioned that you might want to talk about, and I gave you the green light, so.
Yes. So this weekend, over the long holiday weekend, I was so lucky to see one of my best friends from college who has a 3.5-year-old. We were at her parents' pool, and they had one of those floating beer pong pool floats. And I said, hey, come here. You ever heard of the game beer pong? You want to play it? And so when she goes to college in like 16 years, she's going to be set. But girlfriend was like heating up. She was like, I want to play the game where you throw the ball in the cup. And she would get 2, 3 in a row. We're like, oh my gosh, she's a legend in the making. So, teach kids the games that you enjoy.
Life hack. But Shannon, you're just, whenever I was thinking today about who I wanted to call, I was like, who is just sunshine in human form? And that is you for me and for a lot of people. So what's some advice you can give some people for like looking on the brighter side of things?
Thank you. I think you just can't take life too seriously. I feel like I turn everything into humor if I can, because it makes it more fun. For example, you know this, I recently spilled paint all over my bathroom, on the mirror, on the cabinet, on the carpet, on the wall. And at first I did cry because I got paint in my eye. But then I was like, you know what? This is kind of funny. Like, look at this. This is insane how I made this artwork. And like, there's no use crying over spilled paint. Mm-hmm. So, just find the fun side of things. We live in a really beautiful world, and you can experience as much of it as you want. I had a friend who told me that I'm really good at maximizing my free will, and that would be what I tell your listeners to do. Maximize your free will. Go pick blueberries. Go throw paint on your walls. Go hold your cat. Go run a 5K, and I'll see you there.
I love it, Shannon. Appropriate advice. Thank you. I am inspired now, even. So I hope everyone listening is too. So thank you for picking up the phone when I called, and thank you for sharing your bright side tidbits with us.
Hey, I will pick up the phone anytime you call, Katie. Tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Love ya, and tell Tutu that I love her too.
Love you. Have a great day.
Okay, and I think that is a great way to end it. Shelby, you were cheesing during that.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. Little stories.
It's hard to, not smile whenever you hear someone like that. So I also encourage you to do everything Shannon told you to do. Go out, seize the day, carpe diem it, even if you spill paint everywhere, choose to turn and laugh it off and just look on the bright side of things. So thank you so much for joining Shelby and I on this episode, and we hope that you are able to enjoy the positive side of things too.